Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It's your boy Reedie, Z, John, and Juan on another edition of the Burgundy Breakdown. We have a new defensive coordinator. We have an offensive coordinator. Are you guys liking the move? Dan Quinn is all in on this season and much more right now on the Burgundy Breakdown, and it starts now. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
That was a little shaky, Reedie. I ain't gonna lie. That was a little. I like the professionalism though. I like it. I was just. I don't know if that was your media background, but I was just watching a video. They was like, instead of saying you take that slight pause, to let it breathe. I don't know. I like that right there though, because I would have been
I say because I'm real, I'm authentic. That's why I do it. You know what I'm saying? I think the book answer. That's what the book answer teach you, Juan, but this ain't the book. This the real world.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey, but nah, man. What's up, everybody out there? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to another edition of the Burgundy Breakdown. We have a new defensive coordinator, Daronte Jones, formerly the DB's coach of the Minnesota Vikings, is our new defensive coordinator. How y'all feeling about that, fellas? Let's start with you, Z. How you feeling?
I feel, I don't know. It's still a wait and see, but I would say, a day later, well, actually 2 days later, and actually getting some research and hearing some background, inside information about his style, his character, the type of defense that we should expect, just overall, like what he represents. It makes me feel like we might have got, a good guy that has a lot of upside that we can, look forward to. So yeah, it's still a wait and see, but I'm feeling okay about it. You're not feeling bad at all though.
So what about you, John? How you feeling about this hire, man? Are you excited? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 24, almost 48 hours removed since the news came down. Something that's, guys have been kind of thrown out there in the atmosphere on this very show. One of our loyal, viewers kind of put it in the chat a few weeks ago. How you feeling about it, John?
I don't overall hate the hire. I think initially when I saw the name, I was like, I got to do my research. When they said Minnesota, I was like, all right, so under the Flores, coaching tree. And when reports came out from Grant and from everyone else, it's like, all right, I got a little research to do. I did the research. Little skeptical because we're getting another defensive backfield heavy guy like Joe Witt did in Dallas, but it looks like it's better results compared to Witt when they did their times in their separate organizations. So I'm going to give it a shot. Two young coaches, OC and DC, now getting their shots. And if this doesn't work out, we know what 2027 is going to look like. If it works out, hey, DQ might be a genius overall. I ain't mad at it.
Now, not lasting, but how you feeling, Juan?
I first want to say, Reedie, I love the energy tonight. I don't know what happened.
It's up. It's the off season. I'm gonna go into that a little bit. Juan, go ahead, Juan. Go ahead.
Did your man hit a parlay today or something? Like,
he definitely ain't hit no parlay. He ain't sent shit over, so I don't know. He might have. But he told me he back after February 1. So if he snuck a parlay in and he ain't sent it over, I need a cut.
But man, first of all, does Daronte Jones got a jersey? Because y'all know how I get behind the hometown guys. I got them Chase Young jerseys in the closet. If he got a jersey, I want it, because when when we first made the interview, I was, of course, like, man, who is this dude? Like, didn't know really much about him. But then after we hired him and doing the research and finding out he's from the area, I'm gonna just be honest, I'm biased. I always support people from this area, of course. So he kind of got a little bit of leeway with me in that sense. But then actually looking at his background, unlike Joe Witt Jr., he actually has experience calling plays at LSU in 2021 as the defensive coordinator. He was at Bowie State. He was at Temple as a player. I think Morgan State as well as a player. So he has various stops in different levels of the football. Canadian Football League as defensive coach as well. He coached at various high schools in Louisiana. So he is very well experienced, although this is his first time getting the shot in the play calling duties as the defensive man in the NFL. When you hear him talk, he just brings the energy. I love it. He seems very into it, and like as a teacher, I think he comes very across very well to players, and like he relates to them. He told them, and I know you guys posted it on the Reedie and Z page. Like he told them straight up, hey, if you want to get paid, you gotta touch the football. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your hands on the football, cause some turnovers, and that's something that we haven't been able to do. He gives me Chris Hurst vibes. I know I loved Chris Hurst when he was here as the DB's coach, so he kind of gives me those vibes. And what if my theory was like Brian Flores knew he was not gonna be to take this job here, but he really came here to throw the oop to his mans? That's my vibe that I get from him. And I know we're gonna get into like the actual analytical part of it and the stats a little bit later on, but just to shorten it up, like that DB room over the past few years under his leadership has been outstanding. So I'm excited, to say the least, that he can hopefully turn his secondary around. So I ain't got no complaints from me. I ain't overly so because we don't know what he is, but it's kind of like David Blau. I'd rather go this super risky route opposed to taking it safe. So I'm all in.
Yeah,
Pause. That was crazy.
Get that out of the way.
Hey, yo.
I didn't even catch it, bro. Damn, bro.
Wow.
What'd I say? I mean, I know what I said, but I ain't really.
Hit it again, John. Hit it again, John. Hey, yo. That's crazy.
Here, I'm gonna try to make sure that people can hear you.
Hey, yo.
Wow.
Bro said, pause. I didn't even catch it. What?
She
said,
2 for 1. Wow.
My mother. Kill my hat. Kill my hat. They used to say on the south side. Go ahead.
Wow,
Go ahead, yo.
Man, that's crazy. I think I need a timeout.
Wow,
man.
Go ahead. Nah, but what I was gonna say, like, I'm optimistic. You know, at first when they announced the hire, I was like, Reedie, I'm like, all right. But then when we had Durant on the show yesterday, man, it kind of like closed the gaps and kind of like making me feel a little bit better. And then when you think about the guys he's worked under, like a Marvin Lewis, a Van Joseph, you know what I'm saying, a Brian Flores,
Zimmer.
to name some of the, Zimmer, some of the guys he worked under, at aggressive defensive play callers I'm always talking, me and Uncle always talking about why we can't be aggressive, why we don't blitz their ass, why we don't like be more aggressive, like send pressure. You got to get these quarterbacks off the spot. You can't give them all this time to just sit back there and just throw the football. And from hearing what he had to say and speak about him, how he is first and foremost a communicator, like the communication piece on the back end, and he is a teacher, and he ultimately like wants his guys to win. I think all coaches necessarily want their guys to win, but some guys have a different way of doing it. He talked about not talking down to players, but always breathing positivity into them, like letting them know that they can do this and being your number one cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? When you do make a play, like it could be something so small. He said it was kind of like a scout team quarterback threw the ball. He intercepted it like a second team player. And he was like the first one running on the field, acting crazy and all this, that, and the third. Like, and he was like, that just spoke big to him and his heart on like how he really feels about his players. And like, so just hearing him like that firsthand account of somebody that played for him in the past, given though it was years ago, and he has probably learned much more and has evolved even more as a coach, just gave me that quiet optimism of like, okay, well, maybe this is the right hire. Like we don't need to be on that same trend where we'll keep bringing in these retreads just because they got a popular name. But at one point they weren't a popular name. They was an up and coming coach. So this might be his chance to become that next up and coming coach, as well as David Bly. So I'm taking kind of like a different outlook on it. And I'm just kind of like excited for it. And then in a way, it's like, damn, Dan Quinn, you got balls, big balls, paws to like make a move like this, like knowing that your job is literally on the line and you're willing to make a move like this. And that speaks a lot about him as they talk about Dan Quinn, the man. first and foremost. And that's something that stuck out to me. Dan Quinn said this a long time ago. It's about how you develop your coaches too. So it ain't just about developing players to make players better. You got to develop your staff too for them to move on to become the next best thing, great, coaches or whatever in this lineage or whatever. It ain't about a coaching tree, but it's just about just the development and the growth, as of the organization and, as coaches. So I'm just super excited. Like, I'm all in. Like, this is off season. I can't wait for the Super Bowl to just be over, be done with it. It's going to be sad that we don't have no more football, but I'm just excited to get into the off season and see what, we get in free agency, what we're able to do. You do in the draft and so on and so on. I'm just ready to just move. I'm ready to move to the start of the first fucking league year in March and just get the OTAs and then get the training camp and then, just do it all over again and start the season and see where we can go from here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me. That's why I'm so excited today. I'm kind of upbeat about it or whatever. I'm kind of like, I've been depressed since week 8. It's like time to let that shit go and just move on. I think we're gonna be all right. We're gonna, I got that optimism about us now. I'm back. I'm fully back, ready to go, ready to work, ready to talk about this team and just be excited about this team. So negative Reedie he's gone.
Reedie, just go ahead and say that's my man right quick. You are as well. You might as well.
Reedie's guy.
Nah, he ain't get that yet. Nah. I still gotta see, but I'm just saying I'm optimistic. I'm willing to, see what it's gonna be. But it's definitely a wait and see type of deal with me.
Yeah.
He ain't a Reedie guy yet.
Go ahead.
Now if he come out and he blitzing how I coach, then he might be a Reedie guy quick.
Go ahead.
I think overall, I think we're all in agreement, and most of online was agreement. This is surprisingly a good hire for Dan Quinn. I didn't see a lot of negative, people or tweets or articles saying, "Oh, this was a bad hire. What is Dan Quinn doing? He's on some drugs." Like, everyone was like, "No, pretty good overall." And we haven't had one of those pretty good overall hirings in a minute.
But even it was the same thing about Blau. Like everybody said, like if it wasn't going to be here, it was going to be somewhere else. Like he's known across league circles, and I didn't realize this. Like as the next up and coming guy, so that says a lot to me right then and there.
Again,
I definitely think that David Blau and here's my question I was going to ask. John, you can go ahead because it was kind of trailing off to something else.
No, go ahead.
So, although I do agree with Dan Quinn with making these moves being risky, in a season in which most coaches, feel the pressure like their job is on the line, he's kind of going in the opposite direction of just, risking it all. Why do you? And it probably speaks back to what Reedie said about his character. But why do you think he's taking that approach opposed to taking the safer route or doing what other coaches typically do, and which is go with something that they know in a season in which they're basically fighting for their lives? Because again, Dan Quinn is going into a season in which he could be fired at season's end with two guys that he truly doesn't know that well. I mean, of course he knows David Blau, but not on the level of trust like a Raheem Morris or somebody like that. So opposed to doing a comfortable thing, why do you think Dan Quinn is risking it all?
I would say, I think he's doing that just to show, one, to stay true to who he is. If I'm going to go out, you look at it in the sense I came in year one and no matter how much you want to give me credit, I turned this culture and this team around and we went all the way to the NFC Championship from a 4-12 season. Yeah, year 2 slipped up. I maybe had some hiccups, probably made some bad decisions, probably, then on top of all the injuries, and we had to suck a trash season. And now it's oh, y'all calling for my job. All right, okay, so y'all want to call for my job and y'all want to act like I only got this 1 year left or whatever. All right, I'm going out my way, period. I want to show y'all what it's about and, stick to truly who it is. So I think he's more so just, channeling in on how he's wired and, going out. Basically, if I'm going to go out in a way that I want to do it, where I feel like I'm being true to myself and I can leave with, with my head high. And then if it does work out, it makes me look even more genius, and it's gonna just inflate or boost everything about me. So I think it falls somewhere in there, rather than being like ego or rather it being, you know what I mean, any other reason.
I could dig it.
I think for Dan, like if I'm thinking about what Dan would do, is again, if this falls back and does the wrong thing, everyone's gonna get fired regardless. But if this turns out to be a good thing and they keep him around, their Bills can continue in. So once they bring free agents in, draft picks, like, oh, I want to kind of go to Washington. Similar why Luther Burden was so happy that we were in the contention to go grab him. He was like, oh, I want to go play for Jaden. Again, we haven't had free agents or draft picks say they want to come to Washington in a while. And then to AJ's point, him saying, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out swinging. Well, best case, you develop these guys to be OCs and DCs or head coaches somewhere else. Worst case, they stay QB coach and DB coach or go DC and OC somewhere else, and we got to start over again. To DQ, it's probably a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation regardless, and it's kind of just a flip of the coin.
Okay. I mean, is it weird that we find ourselves in this situation? Like, because, and I know this generation is different. We're labeled as the microwave generation, meaning we want results like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But opposed to in the past where coaches would get 3-4 years to really, get an opportunity. Yeah. Do you find it weird that he's having to make such a knee-jerk reaction or knee-jerk moves in year 3, going into year 3, but again, basically a 1-1 split. 1 year that was good, 1 year bad, and then year 3 he's having to make such a drastic change because of the outcome of year 2, when it's like he could have a crutch to fall on it. He could have excuses to say, hey, all these injuries is why we were bad. But given the injuries and given, I guess, the poor coaching decisions or coaching your decisions, I guess would we say, he just went all in and said, you know what? I'm just going to do everything aggressive this offseason, and we're just going to try new.
I think, so this is my deal. Like, I don't necessarily know if I believe, like, the narrative is that Dan Quinn's job is on the line. But he turned a 4-12 team into a NFC, almost an NFC champion. Like, we lost an NFC championship game. So, like, in year 1, like, that's a dramatic turnaround. And then in year 2, you had a myriad of injuries all across the board. Like, how can you overcome that? Like, you cannot overcome that. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad coach job this year. It's just the shit wasn't meant for us this year. We were injured. We were hurt. Like, I think Dan Quinn did the best, but I think what it all boils down to is this fan base, and everybody knows Dan Quinn wasn't the number one guy. He wasn't the number one guy that they wanted to come here to be the coach. So now everybody wants to have a shorter rope for Dan Quinn, when indeed he came in, he blew out the expectations that we had for him in season 1. And then we had a bad year in season 2. Nobody could stay on the field. So again, like, if most guys that come in, they get at least 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
After year 3, going into that 4th year, now if you stick it up in that 4th year, you up out of there. Like, but you got to give him more clout, you got to up what he did, because he elevated us with nothing to the NFC Championship game. So that has to count for something, in my opinion.
I think. Oh, good.
No, you're good.
All right. I was gonna say, Juan, to that question, that's the same question how everyone's gonna have, because I'm gonna piggyback to kind of the title for 2 of the channels. Going into college, everyone's gonna look at Indiana and Kirk Cincinnati and say they won a natty in year 2, and they ain't got no 5 stars and didn't really pay people. I'm paying Kalen DeBoer, Dabo Sweeney, Kirby Smart $10-12 million a year to go get 5-star recruits and go in the transfer portal, and y'all can't even pull up to an SEC championship game and get the job done against Ole Miss or who else. What have you done for me lately? I'm gonna go get a coach that can get it done in year 2, year 3. NFL, obviously a different business, different head case, but we see it all the time. Jets, Browns, Jaguars, Giants. If you do good for a year and a half, you'll get a longer leash. I think the Jets should have cleared house this year, but They believe in Aaron Glenn. So Reed says it all the time. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, I don't think you clear house one season with a coach. After one season, if you come, not to cut you off, but if you come into a situation where you got a perfect roster, like the Bears situation, Caleb Williams came into a roster that was already structurally sound on both sides of the field. They didn't do shit last year, and then this year they got better. Mike McDonald and all them, year 2, they're in the Super Bowl. Last year, we seen what happened. So, so last year was our jump year. Like all of these coaches that came in last year that were in the middle of the pack, probably didn't make the playoffs, so they were okay. They were better than what we were this year. But nobody was saying that about them last year when they didn't get there. But if it was Dan Quinn, then everybody was this narrative of, oh, he's going to get fired after this year. This is it. But it was a shit bad moment on both parties, on the front office and the coaching staff. So they have to acknowledge that and fix it this year. Like we have to be aggressive in free agency. We have to be aggressive all the way across the board. Like, and to your point, Asia, I don't know where the narrative came, but it just crept in there this year that this is Dan Quinn's. If he don't do it this year, he's fucking fired. Shit. How? He was in the NFC Championship a year before. How is he fired after 2 seasons? I mean, after 3 seasons, if he won in the first year, he goes to the NFC Championship. You ain't been to the fucking playoffs in I don't know how many years. When's the last time you've been to an NFC Championship? 1990 fucking one? He gets you there in 20-something years, and then you fire him because he has, a myriad of injuries, like I aforementioned said. Like, you can't blame that on the coach. Me personally, you can't. Now,
I just think
he got rid of the defensive coordinator, which was the problem in year 1 and in year 2. The offensive coordinator he wanted to make some changes to the offense. And Cliff we don't know what's happening. We're speculating. He probably said, oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, I'll take my talents elsewhere. We don't know. And then you elevate Blau. So, that's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, not that I would say that I agree that he should be or is on the hot seat or whatnot. But the one thing to look at is that the reason why he catches so much heat is because you literally went from NFC Championship to the fall was just drastic. Injuries, there's many different variables as to why it was happened. But at the end of the day, it was a drastic fall, and they felt like, all right, we need some changes to be made. And like you said, Witt probably was going to go all the way anyway. I mean, they took his job basically mid-season and made it look respectful. So he was gone anyway. But the Cliff shit was probably like, I really believe they went in there on some look, all right, man, of course we want you back, but we want some changes. We need a few tweaks. And he no. All right, now we got to go find an offensive coordinator. And, we just is what it is. So, we'll see how it pans out and work out. But I also think none of this shit matters if we don't be aggressive. As far as free agency, as far as, really digging in the draft and really going out and get some players rather than, pussyfooting around and, getting a bunch of projects. Like, we need some ready now shit.
Yeah. Asia, I will come back to your 2 comments regarding draft stocks because we're going to start doing as Juan said earlier, the analytics to Daronte being new DC, and then we'll talk about offseason in a bit.
John, I got a question though.
What up?
Did you say my real name? Like, did you say my name? I'm gonna answer your question. Or am I tripping?
I think he said Asia.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm talking about not her comment, but he was like to your question. But I snap, he said my real name.
No,
he said a name. I heard him say a name, Daron or something like that, right?
He said Daronte, the DC.
Okay.
The DC. He didn't say your real
name. I don't even know your government name like that. Yeah. I don't even know your name.
No, on God, it sounded like you did. Not that it was a problem. I was just curious. I was about to be like, damn, how you know that?
Go ahead.
You forgot.
Hey, you never know. You entered the draft a few years ago, Juan.
The military draft.
John know about you.
Yeah. I saw those conscription papers. I said, "This is a draft too."
Go ahead.
John, John worked for them people.
That's why I see, and that's exactly why I asked him.
I know a few things. But anyways,
yeah.
no, always a good time. No, but going back to our new DC, because I'm pulling up the what Chad said about Minnesota's defense in 2025, and some of this is Reedie I like. First in the NFL blitz percentage, 7th best for points allowed, 3rd best for yards allowed, 3rd best for yards per play, 10th for turnovers, 9th for first downs allowed, 5th in total sacks. That sign me up. If we can get anywhere close to that, sign me up.
But see, that's the thing that I like looking at videos and stuff today online. Everybody keeps throwing up these, but he was on the staff. But that's not him calling the plays. Or him. Like he probably has an input in, their passing game coordination and stuff like that. Yeah. So like, I'm not gonna say he don't play a part, but that's kind of like you can't really like use that because he's not the guy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times on coaching staffs, the coordinators have one vision, the position coach have another vision, and they don't be seeing eye to eye. Because the position coach thinks, okay, maybe we should be doing this, and this with these certain players, and the coordinator may want these guys in, and that's just a harsh reality of the way this shit goes. So like, I be like hesitant on kind of like using that type of stuff to kind of say like, okay, we'll be here because they were there, and then the personnel and all of that shit matters. We don't have the personnel nowhere.
We definitely don't. We definitely don't have the personnel. That's free agency in the draft process. Reason why I also bring that up is because 100% correct. He is on the staff. He is not DC. But for some of those plays, yards allowed, turnovers, stuff like that, he's got to teach these guys, hey, in your cover zeros, in your cover ones, in your quarters, in your nickels, in your dimes, I need you these assignments, alignments, and responsibilities. So I'm not taking that as 100% fact because obviously that's on Brian Flores and coaching, the whole nine. But I'm not going to say it's a bad stat because if DQ is looking at something and going, he's got potential, I like what he's doing in DC, I'm not going to be saying, DQ don't know what he's doing. DJ is a bad, coordinator. We can't trust this. I'm going to go, all right, I need to look at the overall picture. And this is just the face of that picture.
Somebody put up Asia's question real quick. I'm gonna try to define
about
that
the
role.
Coordinator?
Yeah.
I mean, every position coach has input in the game plan. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead.
Now I say basically the pass game coordinator is responsible for designing, teaching, and improving everything related to the pass defense. So basically design the pass coverage. Ensure coverages align with the fronts, the pressures, the blitz packages, game planning, situational stuff, the work directly with the DBs and the safeties, the bridge between the defensive coordinator and position coaches. So yeah, they do a little bit of it. Sounds like a assistant defense coordinator, low key.
Yeah, so like you got a pass game coordinator for your defense that they're going over all of the like pass game shit that particular offense that they're facing runs and stuff like that. So they're putting in like the checks and all of the different match coverages, your basic coverages, all of that shit like that across the board. Then on your offensive side, you still have another pass game coordinator for you that's kind of putting in y'all route concepts and stuff like that y'all look to do. You have your run game coordinator most of the time, which is your offensive line coach. A lot of times they're putting in your runs based off of your zone blocking scheme or your whatever your team likes to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works. But every position coach, running back coach, what have you, quarterback coach, everybody has a implementation of shit that's in the game plan that you're going over. So it might be 300 plays, say, in your playbook. You may only fucking bring 25 that's in your script or 50. I'm just hypothetical. I know it's more than that. But that may just be what you're going to do specifically for that week or what have you. If that makes it a little easier to understand.
I definitely get what y'all saying. And I understand it. Kind of enlightened me a little bit more than I already knew or didn't know. But I mean, the overall theme or what people were saying when he came here was like, this isn't just your ordinary DB coach. This isn't just your ordinary passing game coordinator, defensive passing game coordinator. This is actually like Brian Flores' his right hand man. So like this is the guy that he leaned on the most to talk, scheme and all this. And he like last person he kind of went to the, hey, is this right? What should we do here? So again, that's why I felt like we already knew Brian Flores was a long shot to come here. But again, I think he really came here to throw the oop to his guy. And he's ready. And I mean, again, and you look at his experience and everything that he's been through, it kind of speaks to that. I know it draws similarities to Joe Witt, but kind of not really. Did Joe Witt even play the game of football? I don't even know. I would assume he did, but I'm not even too sure. This guy, again, multiple college stops as a player and as a coach, 25 years of experience. So, I mean, I like it, man. I mean, I'm not all sold just yet because, again, we have to see. But I just say, look, if he can be anything, a mixture of Brian Flores and himself, because you got to think he's going to take a little bit of what he learned from his time in Minnesota with him. Kind of how we're saying with David Blau. He's going to take what he learned from Ben Johnson and Cliff Kingsbury and kind of combine it into one to create his own thing. Why can't he do that? Why can't the expectation be the same for him? I mean, again, some of the best minds, not in just today's game, but of all time. Brian Flores, Vance Joseph was just in the AFC Championship, and I get it. I understand the weather was horrible, but the Patriots only scored 10 points, right? Drake May did not look good in that game, contrary to popular belief. Like, Vance Joseph is really, really good. Mike Zimmer, we know how good he was. So I think this is a really, really good hire. The next question would be, since Carl Scott was such the favorite and I was a big Al Hurst guy and everything like that, why did they choose him over these other two when they had a clear chance to bring in Carl Scott?
I mean, I think it's split. Oh, go ahead, John.
To your point, contrary to what a lot of us were hearing, he was getting looks at other places for DC and other coordinator spots. Dallas was one. I think Green Bay might have been another. So he was a hotter name than Vance Josephs, your Carl Scotts, your Brian Flores's, your Jonathan Gannons, those guys. So for them, it's probably the same thought process they thought of David Blau. Well, if we can get him now and keep him for at least 2 years, grow him, but keep my offense in-house, kill the interview process, and he's learned from well-respected coaches, rather pull the trigger now than in a week from now he gets picked up and that team does 85 Bears levels of defense, and we're sitting here saying, again, like we do it for Abel and McDonald and all these other coaches, man, we go ahead in. Why we let him go through our doors like this?
Yeah, I think I think he did good on the interview. Simple, straight to the point. He did good on the interview, and I think he has experience. He's not like he's a young coach. He has experience. He's coached in the D1 level, SEC. He's coached in D2. He's coached in high school. He's coached at every level. So it's just his shot to get his shot as a coordinator in this league. Some coaches just can get just get their opportunities when they get their opportunities. And I think he's probably aligned a lot with what Dan Quinn wants to do. Dan Quinn traditionally is a defensive line coach. So, some people would say he kind of wants to bring people in. I think, did somebody say that in the comments? Yeah, Agent said it in the comments. Somebody, he wants to marry with somebody that's kind of has that back end. Because if you look at Dan Quinn, he brought in Witt because he marries with the back end. Everywhere Dan Quinn is somebody else that merges the back end with the front end. But you got to have all three levels of the defense. You got your defensive line, your linebackers, and your secondary have to play together. They had to have that synergy together, and that togetherness, and then somebody that's able to bring them all together. And I think their philosophies probably align, and that's why they hired him. I don't think it has nothing to do with not wanting to hire a retread or something. Sometimes people just blow you out the water, their knowledge of the game and what they want to do, and they align with what your core values and what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? As the head coach.
That's a good point. That's a good I think that could be what it is. I mean, we really don't know how these interviews really go. I mean, we can just assume. But it was just surprising because again, the leading favorite that everyone just assumed, they're waiting for Carl Scott. That's why they have, because you remember it was that like week and a half where we just went kind of ghost quiet. No more interviews, no more,
But now, real quick, I just want to say this. But like sometimes guys like this that like you really like, and like John said, like he was getting looks from other teams, so he may like make a decision and want to go somewhere else. So you might miss out on him because you're waiting for Scott that may not even come here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like at the we could have hired this guy, but we waited because we were waiting to interview Scott. We don't know when the fuck he's going to be able to come available now.
Kind of like how we did with David Blau.
Correct.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, you look. Speaking of David Blau, right? The offense side, like I don't know if David Blau was their first choice. I doubt he was. But once they realized he started to garner interest across the league, they were like, we'll live with the risk of keeping him opposed to living with the regret of letting him go. So maybe that's what it was, like you just said. So,
but then the other thing you have to also realize, Juan, too, and not to try to run with the mic, but you still have, looks like Anthony Lynn's not going nowhere, former head coach, former offensive coordinator. You still got Johnson on the staff, former offensive coordinator, pass game coordinator, assistant head coach. You still got who else is on the staff that's kind of coordinated or been on that type of level or been someone in the know for like putting together an offense. And so he has help. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to necessarily, you don't have to have all of the answers. It's like a collective. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is your scheme. He's going to be charged with calling the plays on the game day. But when they're putting the game plan together, it's everybody.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Because I mean, you even go back to Cliff's time here. He talked about how much David Blau had to do with the involvement of install and things of that nature. We used a lot of David Blau design plays in the Detroit Lions playoff game, right? And that Jamison Crowder touchdown in the back of the end zone against Philly, I believe they said that was a David Blau play. So you're actually correct when it comes to a collective unit, and I think that's probably why Dan Quinn also hired Daronte Jones, because remember in the presser when they asked Dan Quinn about the defensive side of the ball, he said he plans on having his hands in the defense this year. Like, not that he wants to become the play caller, because again, if he did, he probably wouldn't have hired a guy like Daronte Jones. But he hired him because he kind of can have his say. He can kind of have his hand in the mix, opposed to his influence. Yeah, and opposed to hiring, let's just go ahead and say a Jim Schwartz or a Raheem Morris, somebody that actually has chops in this league and actually has a veteran presence as a coach. They're probably going to be more so standoffish. Like, let me run my operation the way I want to do it, and Dan Quinn can kind of have his hands and 2 cents into what Daronte Jones said. And also, it also can be what Asia said as well. Colin Scott was probably one-dimensional, right? This guy has a lot of different variations of experiences in so many levels, and he's shown that he can expand. So pause if I have to. So I definitely think that might have been the better choice in a sense. We'll see.
I think
and let's talk about the aggressiveness that he's highly likely going to bring to this defense, something that we lacked since forever. Like, it seems like even back to the Hazlitt days, even after Hazlitt, who Del Rio days, right? Jack Del Rio was our defense coordinator, right? Yeah, I think he was a Reedie guy, by the way. But
he still is a Reedie guy.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, like we started getting like big names or just notable names around the league as far as defense. But it seemed like when they got here, everybody got passive. We wasn't blitzing or just didn't have the personnel. I feel like one, that changes. We will, seek and get the personnel. But two, I think he really gonna dial that shit up. Just as far as blitzing, listening to Duran yesterday, somehow he, even though it was 20 years ago, like he was big on man-to-man defense. So that could be definitely something that we see. I feel like Minnesota ran a lot of man. They definitely put pressure, on opposing quarterbacks. So that's the part I want to see the most. Like I'm excited that, for a lot of other reasons, or a lot of other things to talk about. But it's like, as far as like on the field, what he would bring, I really want to see that, because I think we're not going to seem to see the same typical defenses that we've seen in the past. That 20 yards off the ball shit, I just don't see that flying no more.
Yeah. One thing I find interesting, because Nick Javala had tweeted this out earlier, saying although the staff is going to remain fluid after hiring DJ as DC, they also want to bring someone in to oversee the front seven, so improving the pass rush. I'm curious what that's going to look like. If that's going to be a co-DC, or if that's truly someone saying, I'm D-line coach, this my crew.
Isn't Kerrigan a D-line coach?
Kerrigan is linebacker.
He's like the pass specialist, like the edge rushers. Sharif is supposed to be the
Daryl Tapp, right?
Daryl Tapp and Sharif are the D-line coach.
Mm-hmm. So, if depending on who,
so they're saying that this defensive staff is going to remain. It's a fluid situation.
Yeah,
they haven't decided. Basically, it's open ended right now.
Correct.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Well, I'm gonna jump the gun and go ahead and say, and I said this before, but we can be either excited about this hire, or we could be like, damn, who is this guy? Why did they hire him? They did a wrong move. None of this ain't gonna matter if we don't get on those nothing to work with. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pay Trey the bag. Yeah. Get that shit over with. That's the first thing we need to do.
Who, Trey Hendrickson?
Yes.
Yeah. The BIB boys are happy to hear that. I don't know about all that.
Yes. Why not?
Because it's just because his age. I ain't gonna lie. I know the production showed prior to that. Well, he had the core injury from this year. He gave you 17 sacks with these. It's just his age.
Bro, really? Was he really injured, or was this just give me fuck through the season so I can get the fuck up out of here?
Could be both.
Could be that too.
Could have been that because they hold him with his money. But I mean, and then think about it.
We see what's going on in the NBA right now. A guy that just came to Washington, he's probably not going to play. Is he hurt for real? Probably not.
Trey Young?
Right. It's because they're trying to dictate so they can get a fucking draft pick. So I'm just saying, and that's just an example of he could have been on that type of time. You know what I'm saying?
Could be.
I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just throwing that out there.
How often do you need abdominal surgery, core injuries we're talking about? So, could be that. I mean, if that's the case, I wouldn't mind it. I just always try to steer clear of these older guys, just because we haven't had recent success with older guys.
But we haven't had recent success with
younger guys either.
No guys, younger guys, old guys.
Older guys.
No success. Take another sip, Juan, because we ain't had no success.
Oh God, now.
What's the best free agent we signed?
But I want to hit on Asia's question. The question was if
Love gone,
if Love is gone, do we take Downs
or trade back?
We'll trade back, and I would say it depends on if you can trade. Depends on where you trade back to. So if we're at 7, if we can go back to 12 or 13 and still possibly land someone that's a 1A on our board, then I would do it. But if he's indeed the 1A right there on our board, then you got to take him.
Fair.
In that case. So that's all dependent on the trade back scenario. But if we had a higher pick, I feel like we had more leverage to get more. John. I feel like I don't know, John, you're the draft expert. So what can you from that 7 position? What are they saying? What is the book? What is the little book that they use for the drafting?
Here you go.
I wish.
If you move back from 7 to what does that garner you in capital?
So what you're talking about is the Jimmy Johnson trade template, because I've had to do this off season for me. Really, like I said, it depends on how far you go back. If you're going back to 8 to 10, you could probably get a 4th, maybe an extra 6 to go in there. If you're going 11 to 13, 11 to 14,
8 to 10, maybe a 4th.
Yeah, because you're not going back all that far.
Because you're getting a first round pick and then an additional 4th.
Yeah, because you're not going back all that far.
I thought when you trade back in the first, you still kind of can get some higher. It depends on who the board.
It depends.
It depends on the board, but I was just thinking like, I mean, I know you probably don't get no second, but you should definitely be able to snag a third.
But also look at the teams. But you got to also look at the teams behind you. New Orleans don't have that many draft picks. Cincinnati don't got that many draft picks. KC don't got that many draft picks. Why would they risk moving up 1 or 2 spots and having to give up a day 2 pick if they can sit and pick and still get their guy? Like if Jeremiah Love passes us at 7, why is KC going to try and jump Cincinnati at 9 if they knew New Orleans isn't going to take him at 8? So why risk that capital to go
How
back?
do you know that though?
Yeah.
Kamara's getting older. Chase Brown contract is expired. So
they got more necessities at tackle, guard, D tackle.
How do you know they go deep,
I
though?
mean,
Everybody doesn't go deep.
Best BPA.
Yeah,
it is.
But did Detroit
but this also
I guess they did. Never mind.
They sort of did, but that also depends on if they also view Shuck as their future long-term success. They're going into next season with Shuck, but is he going to be there for 3-4 years? Because if so, I'll take Love. If not, I'll try to improve my aging linebacker in DeMario Davis, my aging D tackle in
Cam
Jordan. Thank you. I almost said Cam Hayward. I was like, no, that's the wrong Cam. So if one of those, because like DeMario Davis is going to be a supposed free agent. If he tests waters, that leaves you P. Werner and Danny Stutzman. I'm taking Sonny Styles if I'm New Orleans and Davis leaves me.
Hey,
I would fix that.
Remember last year during the draft, Reedie, how you say John was on the line?
Oh, here we go. What prediction?
Yeah, every pick, like, what the fuck?
that was me the Gonzo year. I was like, God damn it.
Because they didn't go fucking tackle.
And I was cool like 5 minutes later.
When we got on the pod, it was a different fucking story.
A different story.
I cooled off like 5 minutes later. People that convinced me, I was like, oh no, y'all absolutely right. A Crow.
I'm sitting thinking like John talking all this shit. Watch on draft day. This shit don't go where he predict. He gonna be mad as
that pick happens. You see the whole screen just get turned off, but like stream ends.
You definitely gotta at least do a fucking
a live stream
for the top 10 pick or something. Don't do it for the whole first round. Because that shit gonna be hilarious. But John might hold back on the stream though. Like he might not give you his full.
Just be like, I'll see y'all on Wednesday.
Let that shit go away that he ain't fucking seen it going. That shit hilarious.
Hold on. That
they take Peter Woods.
You just said that, John. I mean, we'll probably talk about it, but the draft is typically on a Thursday, so we'll wait a whole basically week.
No. I would put out stuff over the weekend. No,
I'm talking about for B this jump.
TBB. No. I would still put out stuff for us. No. I was being facetious.
No. It's gonna be turned up that week probably.
Oh yeah.
No. Gotta have 1,000 subscribers by that time, bro.
We better. I better have 1,000 subscribers by that.
I ain't gonna hold y'all, but people is coming around to what Reedie said. I'm telling y'all, bro. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yes, it makes sense.
Nah, Reedie, you not about to keep taking all the credit by yourself. Reedie and Juan said that. And Z, did he say? I think Z said it too.
John ain't say shit. John, John want to try to play the fence.
I'm
playing it cool.
So he can come and say he ain't say that shit if they take Bane on one of them pass wresters.
John wants to keep
who's the one from that John love? He glazing.
You said the one.
David Bailey.
Bailey.
Look, Reedie, John wants to keep us in mediocrity. He wants to continue to draft for need. That's how you end up with Emmanuel Forbes. Did we need a corner to take away the football? You're damn right. But
it wasn't him. Go back and watch the BIB live stream.
And now everybody's talking about, he's the defensive coordinator. He's a defensive back guy. So this means he takes down. Everybody want to use shit to try to pad their point. Like they said we need to take him.
John, did we need a linebacker in 21? You're damn right. But that didn't
mean it wasn't Jamin Davis. It was JOK all day.
If we're being honest, like I want to break this down, and everybody in the comments, please help me out with this. Do we really need a box safety? Now, I get the argument on the edge rusher, but do we really diabolically need that we have to take him?
People are saying he's better than Hamilton or Derwin James. So he's more than a box safety at the most.
I'm going BPA. I told you. I don't care who it is. The best player available at 7 that is going to come here and be a blue chip player. So when we live stream on draft day, I'm going to be excited and happy with whoever.
What scheme are they saying that Daronte is going to run? It's a 4-3 or 4-3-4?
4-3 is what I've been
4-3.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to get more technical, they're saying it's like he's going to have more of like a man match scheme. Like kind of how Brian Flores is like he's going to be heavy disguise looks. So a lot of pre-snap movement, or not pre-snap, but post-snap movement.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm thinking our personnel is more equipped for a 4-3, but the problem is with all the injuries, we have no true pass rush tackle. We don't got the linebacker depth to warrant a 3-4.
You wouldn't consider Daron a true pass rush D tackle? I'm not talking. I'm not talking
Newton?
Aaron Donald or no Daron Payne.
Daron Payne.
Oh,
Payne would be a defensive end in that scheme.
Yeah. I would rather put Newton out on the edge than Daron. Let Daron eat up space in the middle.
No. I thought you were saying when you said a true defensive tackle pass rusher. I didn't know you meant like moving him to the end, how we did in the NFC Championship. I thought you meant like rushing from the interior, not moving him. So that's my fault.
No. If we go to a 3-4, because remember we originally ran a 3-4 when Allen and Payne got drafted.
When Greg Minuski was here, we was in a 3-4.
And then when we got, what was it?
We went to a 4-3. Once we got Del Rio, we went to a 4-3.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was always 3-4. That's how Ryan Kerrigan was able to always drop back and get them interceptions.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh, but my question is, do we really need to take a safety? Is that the most pressing need that we have? So like people are going to say like that's a talent that you can't pass on. But I'm just taking it from an offensive perspective. Love is a talent that you cannot pass on. I would even go to say that you should take the receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he that much better? Like, do we think his career is going to pan out and be better than them guys that are kind of in line with him to go, that we have to take him?
I don't think safety is the biggest need.
No,
honestly,
it's up there.
Nobody's not the biggest need that we. I just like the player.
That's what I was about to get to. I don't think running back is the biggest need, neither. However, again, the perspective that I'm taking, I think most fans are going to be fine with taking is whoever is there at 7. If Caleb Downs is there at 7 and he's the best player available, you have to go Caleb Downs. For me, because that's them predicting that he's going to be the one that comes in day one and is going to turn like boost it. And come on now, we know for damn sure he's going to boost his defense, regardless of if we think it's a high. You get a healthy Trey Amos back out there. You get a Mikey that I think is probably going to benefit the most from Daronte Jones, because I think they're going to actually let Mikey be a playmaker, right? I don't know what we do with that other outside corner position. That's a question mark. But then let's say you figure that,
It's free agency. Somebody's gonna come in.
Rick Willen, maybe. I mean, Rick Willen pissed me off, but like Josh. I watched Rick Willen. I know he has not been the same since his rookie year, honestly speaking. But like watching him on Sunday, like he is the prototypical corner you want. I mean, 6'4", like can run with the
blazing
best
speed.
Of them. Like pause, lengthy, and like you know what I'm saying. Like he's what you want as a boundary corner.
But it's up here that kills him.
He shows off. He like that shit was insane. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm all for like showing off and you know what I'm saying, doing your post out, but to actually like really go to their side, they had no choice.
What killed me the most is the ref was letting him get away with it too, right in front of the referee's eye. I was like, all right, 1, 2, 3. you're out. He went for like 10 seconds, and they went, all right, here's your flag. Like, they're letting him get away with it.
I think
some of these conversations that we having, like, I feel it's a little premature because free agency is going to tell us where we go, like, as far as like we'll keep doing all this arguing back and forth, this is that and the third, but free agency is going to really set us up for where they're probably going to go or what need they're going to go. So I mean, we got a while. We got like 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, nothing says you also don't. Depending on how we move around the draft, where we don't double dip, we could sign an edge and still draft an edge at the same time, and say we got young depth and veteran leadership for. I'm
saying Love at 7 over everybody. That's what I'm saying. That's my stance. But if Love is gone at 7 and Downs is there, you may have to take him, or depending on what else you have on your board that's kind of similar or whatever value wise, if you're going back 4 or 5 picks or something like that, you could still possibly snag him, because I seen it in a mock draft. I think it was Daniel Jeremiah's the other day. He had him going like 14. Downs going like 14. So, and then you got to think, when the combine and all this shit comes around, these guys get to running these 40s and all of this other stuff. That stock is going to be going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's still early now. We don't do nothing.
I mean, but that's what I've been talking about between Twitter and then the next 2 or 3 weeks of content I'm putting out for BIB Draft HQ, because we're having the Senior Bowl and the East West Shrine Bowl in Mobile right now, and we got some of that stuff coming up. Some of these guys are already shooting up boards between content creators, between draft experts. Like, I had a few corners and safeties that we took in our drafts. I've been taking in my drafts in late day three, that I'm saying if I don't get him by round 5, he's long gone. And to your point, the combine's going to do that. The Senior Bowl.
The trade back scenario situation is just kind of help us, because we're kind of lacking, because we don't have no, second round pick.
We don't have a second round.
Kind of like down the 8 ball on those picks. So we kind of got to like try to fill in the gaps.
I've been saying for months, though, if you are trying to trade back, this ain't the draft for that. Because it's literally Fernando Mendoza. You will not see another quarterback unless Pittsburgh does a stupid thing until probably the 3rd round. If you want a corner, there's plenty of them. You want a good safety, you can get plenty in day 2, day 3. You want an edge rusher, plenty in day 1 and day 2. You want D tackles, there's a few here and there, but no one's going to be trading up and down the board like we saw last year for quarterbacks or edge rushers. Because there's such a depth at each, or there's depth at edge, but no depth. And I love Trinidad Chandler's. I love, Nussmeier, Simpson, cool. It's Fernando 1. And then there's a Marianas Trench before the next quarterback that should be taken. So if you're trying to trade down, this ain't the draft for you. I'm sorry. I love me getting extra draft picks and getting my guys. If we do what we did last year and we don't trade down at all, I said this in November, December, January, February. This ain't the draft to trade down, and I'm not gonna be surprised if we don't.
I'm with you, John. I'm tired of this narrative of we need to trade down. We done seen Adam Peters with more ammo. Clearly, I'm not gonna say he can't do it, bro. But just because you got more draft picks does not guarantee you're going to hit.
You're gonna hit. Yeah.
Guarantees more whiffs.
So yeah, but that guarantees another opportunity of you drafting Johnny Newton, drafting Ben Sinnott, drafting Luke McCaffrey, drafting Jalen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of guys, just because you decide to trade back, came Madrano. Well, I'm really speaking more towards that 24 class, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because the 3 second round picks, like I'm gonna say 2, because I think I'm still a big Mikey guy. But Ben Sinnott and Johnny Newton, those guys, they really haven't panned out to this point. So just because you have more picks don't mean anything. That's why I'm honing in on the fact that he has to stay put and draft the best player available. Because if you can't draft with more draft picks and you still can't draft when you're in it, like, we're not going to be back in this position again. Do you realize we only are in this position because of the injuries? You can say what you want about the season. Even if we stay healthy, I'm not saying we would have exceeded what we did last year, but we would have damn sure won more than 5 games. So we wouldn't have been in a position to be at number 7. We're in a good spot. Although I think we would have been in a way better spot had we lost that pointless ass game versus the Giants. But we're still in a good spot, and we probably won't be back here next year or the year after that, because the trajectory of what we think this team could be when healthy. You gotta sit there and take a blue chip player. Again, you're not at 29 where come on, that's basically the second round. So you can afford to draft a Josh Connolly Jr. at 29 because you don't really have that much to pick from, or you don't really know exactly what's still there and that who could turn into something special. At 7, this is who you draft to say, come in day one and you got to light it up. That's why we're so high.
Day one starter.
Yeah, that's why we're so happy.
Day one starter. If I'm taking you there.
Has to be.
And if we're having these conversations, if we're having these conversations at picks,
if I'm taking, day one starter.
If I'm taking you there,
that's a reach.
That's a little reach.
I'm talking clearly about draft, and he's talking about
take him at 7, Bobby.
There's always be looking for a laugh, bro. Like,
you see what this on him? We want to give all these explanations.
Go ahead.
I mean, we're having these conversations.
My man Mike, go ahead, hype it, Mike. What Mike? Mike in here today?
Yeah, where's Mike?
Look at you talking about
letting us down. No, we're having these conversations at 7. If we were picking inside the top 5, we'd be able to, do we risk taking Jeremiah Love at 5? Do you risk Caleb Downs at 5? Do you risk the pass rushers at 5? We're sitting here at 7 in between all that saying the same thing. If we're picking inside the top 5 areas, it pretty much be saying, like, do we take a wide receiver? Do we take cornerback? Do we take edge? Like, being at 7 is a little weird, but to Juan's point, we ain't going to be here again. Neither will Cincinnati. Neither will KC. So they're like, if we're here, might as well take the best player for our team and then just go from there kind of thing.
And if we allow Kansas City to get their hands on Jeremiah Love, good night. Do you understand?
If we let Cincinnati get him too.
Yeah, but Zach Taylor's still their head coach and play coach.
That's facts.
But Andy Reid, you saw what he did with Isaiah Pacheco. Like, come on now. Like, that's why it's so important to just not even necessarily keep him away from other teams, but you got to take who is there that's the best available. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm probably leaning more towards Reedie side with, like, at 7, still take Jeremiah Love. But if you got options at 7, like Caleb Downs, Cornell Tate, which I doubt, but Cornell Tate and Jeremiah Love are all still there.
You in the pickle. Like, I get it. Like, it's like, shit. Like, who do I, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, granted, this, compared to even, let's say, the past 2 drafts, us being here at 7 and still having some decent guys, because I think a tackle goes inside the top 5. I think a receiver and a quarterback go inside the top 5, and probably Bain at 4 to Tennessee. So if we're sitting here at 7, we have David Bailey, Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Love, Mekhi Lemon, and let's throw Sonny Styles in there for shits and giggles. And it's a good problem to have of saying I got a pick of the litter and I've got a blue chip day one starter off the beat versus at 29 we were last year saying, well, Connolly at 29 isn't much than taking Connolly at 35. It's just value of where you want to go. Like Amos should have been a first round pick. We got him at 61 and I was over the moon for that pick. But if we took Amos at 61, I've been saying hell of a pick, first round talent. We got him at the end of the first round. Call it a day. We got plenty of options at 7. You almost can't go wrong at 7. But if you take like a Peter Woods, and this ain't Peter Woods, if you take a D tackle at 7, I might shut down the stream.
I'm just
Lane coming around, Asia. Yeah, 2 punt returns this year.
Yeah, Lane. I don't think he's a receiver. I think he's a special
I like
team.
him. I think he
was taking him in like the 4th round. Took him 3rd or 4th round.
We took him in the 3rd round.
4th.
I don't think he was a bad pick. I think we just overdrafted him. Had you got him in the 6th, 5th round, okay, cool. Because he's going to be amazing for us in terms of the punt return game. Like now, you cannot. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead grab a drink. I'm gonna go ahead go to the bathroom, right? Because at any point in time, he could take us to the house. Had he had more opportunities to do that, if the defense would have got some stops, we probably would have seen more. So I don't think there is a place for him on this roster as the starting punt return guy. But as drafting him in the 3rd round, that I'm with Asia on that. Like you should have. Yeah. No, that is a clear.
There are some other guys at receiver I would have taken before Jalen Lane.
No, for sure.
Yep.
But I'm just thinking about that, the draft and going with Love, like them love jerseys gonna fly off the shelf. I might gotta give me one.
I'm curious what number he would wear though. Would he take one off of Debo?
Man, hey, pay Frankie Frankie gonna have to come out that full, man. Frankie gonna have to come out that full.
Daniels, Bill, and Love.
Debo wouldn't even be here probably. I mean, I would bring Debo back, but everybody else like no. So, but yeah,
I'm trying to think what number would fit Jeremiah Love if he couldn't get 4 off Mikey or off of Luvu.
Who got 2 again? That might be a dumb question, but I forgot.
Lattimore, but he's gonna be gone. But he'll be gone.
Might be 2 then.
Two could rock. What if he took 9? Like if we didn't get Kenneth Walker and Jeremiah Love took 9.
I'm trying to remember who
Sonny
got
Jurgensen. I think 9's retired.
Oh, thank you, Mott.
8 one.
Thank you.
Taking we got 3 again. I forgot. Damn.
Will Harris.
But we
come off like that.
We gotta treat some of these dudes how they did in high school, college. You can't be having these sweet jersey numbers. Like some of y'all gotta,
Will Hurst one of the y'all guys though.
No. I'm not just talking about Will specifically because he was definitely a guy I was rooting for. But like just in general, like how they used to do with the varsity guys, they get the jersey first. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, like get Will Hurst 31 or something, or bring back Cam Curl. Cam Curl can get 3. That's my guy.
I mean, Bill had 32 in the preseason. It's not the worst number on a running back.
It's not. I was pro keep 32.
Yeah.
I felt like 32.
I ain't really like the 22.
Yeah, 32 was way more than them to me. 22, that was more so Evan Royster right there. Evan Royster lives 22.
Yeah, the 22 is growing on me a little bit though.
I mean, I guess, but like that 32 would have set them apart. Because who was rocking?
Oh, it definitely would have.
Oh,
for sure.
Kind of like Alvin Kamara a little bit. Like 41 was wild.
41.
But like now,
Yeah, 41 is Will Blackman all day.
With Will Blackman. Oh my God, what a pull.
With a pull.
That is a pull right there.
Look at him.
He used to fry me, bro. Like, he was so bad.
I mean, I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Like if they took, regardless who they take, as long as it's not like some out of pocket reach, we're not going to sit here and say that's a bad pick. We're probably going to sit here saying, nope, that's a day 1 starter at the end of the day. Like if they took,
some of them are somebody gonna come out of this jump and be mad.
Oh, for sure.
But
I hope not.
I told you
someone will.
I hope they let Noah Brown ass take his ass to the retirement home some fucking way.
Which you're talking about Brown or Igbenogany?
No Igbenogany for sure.
Can I make a case that we keep Noah?
Please do. I don't know why they get him so long.
Yeah, like I mean, he's a young guy, and he's not. We can't even jump off and say he's a Z guy. He's not a Z guy. But
I was about to bring out when you was going on his ass.
Yeah, he's not a Z guy, but in the sense of like
when he get on this,
he plays like meaningful downs. Like when he make plays when he's in the game, he steps in. When Lattimore went down, and you had to bump Jones in the lineup, then Jones went down. Noah I had to come. Like he plays solid ball. Like they just for whatever reason don't like him. Tried to trade him before the at the end of camp and all that. Like and he young, he like 25, 26 years old. Like re-sign this dude, man. Let him do his thing.
There are much worse corners to have on this roster than Noah I.
Yeah, like he's solid.
Rasheed Rice is what they want Lane to be.
What is he? What?
Oh, I saved him, Reedie.
What is he?
He's solid. He's solid. He's a solid football player. Yeah.
You said something else too that I caught.
I ain't say no. I say he's solid.
No, they heard it. Run the tape back.
Oh no, what I say?
Back.
On the tape, I don't got that.
Come on, man. Ball. I heard that, but like I said, it's a reach. But I ain't gonna reach.
I mean,
it could have been reached. Like you try to reach. You chat. Pause. I was about to say.
Pause. If you point it out, then and it makes sense to reach back.
Oh, speaking, hey, look, I gotta give Reedie his flowers. So somebody the other day told
Reedie.
me, or yesterday, somebody was like, I ain't even know he watched the show, but it's one of my guys. He was like, yeah, I be tapped into the show. He said, Reedie funny as hell. I said, oh, I
you should have said that's what you gotta say. Like, fuck Reedie.
That's the next t-shirt. Just fuck Reedie.
So Reedie, you whatever you doing when you come on a show, man, you know they watching people that you meet.
I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm just giving my honest opinion on this shit. Like, it ain't the right answer, maybe, but shit, that's what I believe.
Hey.
Well, you be tickling them, man.
Oh,
what?
If my son heard that right now, he play dead.
Hey, yo, Kingston ain't got too much ground to walk on.
You be like, Daddy,
I beg your pardon.
Another grown man. What?
Yeah, I need to call him.
He's on your podcast talking about another grown man tickling another grown.
Hey, yo.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Any other time it randomly happened, but I purposely did.
Fam.
Yeah. But nah.
Yeah,
King probably watching the show right now because he definitely be glazing. When he fake like he only like the Ravens or whatever, he be glazing, but he ain't really got too much to stand on right now. So
after
that cone situation.
I told you that in confidence. Don't be
go ahead.
You know that that's his man. Hey, we might gotta get Reedie a Chris Paul jersey.
I don't know what talking about. Ask me about Chris
75.
Paul. He a wild up.
75.
You rock that 75.
Reedie Paul.
When we hit 1,000 subscribers, Reedie, you gotta take a picture with the Chris Paul jersey on.
Yes, sir.
1,000 subscribers, man.
Yes, sir. That's John, man. Look, he trying
Absolutely.
to
I'm dying over here.
Chris Rudolph.
I thought Juan was gonna say take a picture with Chris Paul. I was like, hey, what?
Eating ice and shit. Look at him.
Y'all remember the catch off the Sandlot? That's like John. Y'all remember the movie The Sandlot?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They said Reedie Witt Jr.
Go ahead. Chill, Mike. Chill, Mike. See, Mike, I was asking for you earlier because they tried. Z was over. He was in here, Paul's reaching and shit, trying to say I said some weird shit. I ain't say that way. It was a reach.
Go ahead.
You know, if Mike ain't say that, it was definitely fucking a reach.
I'm waiting for nephew to come in this jump. Well, I ain't seen nephew all stream HTTR.
Yeah,
oh yeah, bro.
Where's fucking Hermit Rob ass at? I ain't seen him either.
Where's Unc?
Fuck Unc. Out of his ass. Motherfucker called me when I'm on vacation, act like he ain't know I was on vacation. You knew where the fuck I was at, huh?
Reedie in Dubai, Unc on the phone for 45 minutes. Like, what are we talking about? And we probably on FaceTime audio.
Trash shit. Meanwhile, it's like 2 a.m. I'm outside talking to his ass about fucking draft shit.
Man, I'm
like, Reedie, why we don't do this, Reedie? I'm like, I don't fucking.
He always going back. I was watching the old video of the Super Bowl era, man. Why we didn't do this? Like, nigga, that shit was 25, 30 years ago.
Hey, Reedie, let me hold something. I'm trying to go to Dubai. Shit. that ain't no ordinary trip right there.
It was my wife's birthday, man. My wife turned 40, so we popped out.
Yeah, I'm saying though, like, you know,
need some bread.
I'm trying to go to Japan.
I ain't got no bread now. Shit, I'm broke.
Facts.
And shit, they talking about the government shutdown Friday. I'm broke, fucking with Trump now. Shit.
I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
That's why I need y'all to like, share, subscribe, share the broadcast, get us on the pop so we can get some of this YouTube money or something.
We gotta pump out them videos, man.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. We coming. Pause. Damn, I gotta go, bro. I gotta go.
Hey, yo,
bro, that is crazy. Like, what's up with me tonight? I think I'm a little fatigued, bro. That's all it is.
Go ahead. You get tired. You get a little weary, huh?
Yeah.
Before we go,
Hey,
yo, I'm on vacation with my wife, so we sitting there talking, and my phone is just like laying on the fucking table. So, like the stories just keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
So, mind you, it's the story of fucking Juan comes past. This motherfucker flexing and shit. My wife's like, "Who is that?" I'm like,
Do it.
"That's Juan." I said, "That's Juan from the podcast and shit." It's like,
I'll
what
be
is he doing?
I'll be in that video.
He on his workout shit and shit now. He doing his little thing. It was the other day. Whenever you posted the videos of you flexing,
He be on this shit.
I'm like, man, Juan, my wife was like, "Who the fuck is that? Like, why is he on that?" Like, yo,
chill. That guy, fit this little. You feel me? It ain't nothing.
His men's health shit. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. Nah. That is crazy though. My fault. I ain't even.
Nah, you
Go ahead.
Of all the time, she goes, "Ready? Who's on your phone?"
Like
about 5 years ago.
In my mind, I'm like, damn, like you questioning me, like tell me, like in my mind, I'm thinking like, she like, man, what you want, bro? What you? I'm like,
man. That's funny shit.
For real.
Hey.
She about to say, I'm leaving you here in Dubai.
Shit.
What's about to happen?
Give me that.
I mean, we can talk about this just real quick before we got here. The Hall of Fame snub, fam. I was at dinner with this.
Now, give me out of here with this other thing. He gonna get in. Like, I mean,
she will.
He gonna get in.
Fuck him.
But not like why though?
It ain't fuck him, but
that's the greatest coach ever. Why? Like why?
It's gotta be some petty bullshit politics.
Bullshit though. It definitely is. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that.
Yeah. You can't tell me Polian ain't salty from all the years Belichick beat his ass.
Probably.
But if it is, but you seen the NFL posted a fucking
a response,
not a statement or whatever, talking about that. Like if it's some shit, some crazy shit going on between the 32 people that they select to, then they'll investigate it and they'll
remove.
Yeah,
man. Tell London Fletcher get in the Hall of Fame.
That's what I'm saying. Get him there. They also said earlier tonight.
And I don't understand that, bro. Like Bobby Wagner is going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame. If you look at his stats, you look at London Fletcher's stats, and you look at Ray Lewis's stats. They are within a couple tackles or sacks or something of each other. Yeah. And he has Ray Lewis has 2 Super Bowls and London Fletcher has 1. The criteria was to have a Super Bowl and then all the statistical shit, the amount of seasons. So like you can't tell me that London Fletcher don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Like what the fuck what did they see? One, he was like an undersized fucking linebacker anyway. And to have those numbers. So like what is the difference? Like I get the all pros and the Pro Bowls and stuff like that. He don't have those numbers, but the other statistical numbers he has.
It's a name game.
Popularity contest.
Most popular person, man. I gotta go drop some bars, man.
Just like the Pro Bowl.
I gotta go diss John, y'all. Why not?
What?
Yeah, tag me in that shit, Juan.
Man.
Shit out of here, nigga.
Yo, you can't be saying that, John. What you say?
I didn't say it. I ain't say nothing. That was him.
Oh, you posted that part. Oh.
I feel like
I didn't realize it was your show.
I feel like he used the clip to say it, bro.
Yeah,
like for real, like,
you can't just cut a clip off. You gotta make sure the clip is in its entirety.
You know what, John? You know what? If I ain't no better, I would. I ain't no better. But I know better.
What?
Did I stutter?
Oh,
I knew you
was down doing it too. Are you burping, John?
Everybody whip John over. Go ahead. John said he ain't said. Go ahead.
That want me?
John said he used the clip to say it full. Go ahead.
I can neither confirm nor deny said statements.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get about it. Look, Uncle look like he about to fade into that abyss world. You know, he started about this time. He started getting tired of shit.
We ain't gonna be able to make it through the draft like that.
Right.
We won.
Look at
that. I had to wake up to hop on the episode. I was asleep. Tired, boss.
Shit all day.
And I got a cold or something. Definitely past my bedtime.
Go at 10:42. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was a good episode, fellas. It was nice being back together. We'll be back here at the same time next week. to discuss any breaking developments upon this team, the Washington Commanders. I'm Reedie. That's Z. That's John. That's Juan. And if you haven't already done so, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Hit us on all social media platforms. Help John and the Ballin' and Burgundy podcast get to 1,000 subscribers. They are almost there, people. Do your part. Sub him up. Like the Burgundy Breakdown on Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere else. We're on Twitter. We're on, you know what I'm saying? Help us get there. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to pay these bills or whatever. It's free and it's for you. And you damn sure can't get it at Walmart. So just go ahead and do that for us. And we appreciate y'all. And we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.